Good morning, everyone, and welcome back for another segment of Valley Living with Dakota Plains Realty. Realtor Pat Stanley joins us to discuss the end-of-year housing numbers for 2023, as well as looking ahead to 2024. Good morning, Pat.
Good morning.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. I'm excited to chat about this. So what do the end-of-year numbers really tell us?
Well, the end-of-year numbers are really an overview of how the market performed in the past year. It gives us a little bit of an idea because as we get into buying and selling real estate, we are kind of in the zone. If you're listing your house in April, we're concentrating on April, May, June maybe. If you're listing your house in the fall, we're looking at those numbers. So to kind of pull it all together at the end of the year and take a look and say, how did our local real estate market perform overall in 2023? It's just a good benchmark to look at, especially going into the new market.
Yeah, for sure. So were there more or less homes available to buy in 2023?
Good question. There were less homes available to buy, about 783 less homes available that were sold in 2023 compared to 2022. There were also less listings. There were 225 less listings available for buyers to look at and purchase in 2023 versus 2022.
Yes. So what did the typical seller see for average days on the market in the past year?
We're shifting gears a little bit from hard number statistics to averages. And anytime we do that, I like to say our average days on the market for our whole MLS was 55 days. That doesn't mean that your neighbor's house might not have sold in 3 hours on a Friday afternoon with 4 offers. That doesn't mean somebody else's house might not have sat for more than 55 days, maybe even 3 months, which historically is not unusual for a listing time if it's a balanced market. So our average days on the market for our local MLS in 2023 was 55 days.
Wow, well, that is certainly good to know. So are there any tips that you have for buyers to best position themselves going into 2024?
Boy, yes. We are in the season of the Super Bowl, so I'm going to use that. Buyers need to assemble their dream team for home buying. That starts out primarily with a lender. The lender is key. Meeting with a lender, see what you can pre-qualify for, see what programs are out there. One thing about mortgages is it is not one size fits all. One mortgage may be perfect for you, a different one might be perfect for me. Talking with that lender and really picking a lender that has experience and expertise in our local market is so important. And getting that prior authorization, pre-approval, pre-qualification, whatever you want to call it, have it downloaded on your phone, have it in your email inbox, have it in your hand. That is so key when you meet with a realtor to discuss what you want to do, because that's going to guide the process. That's going to say, okay, this is what our payment can be, this is how much we need for a down payment, this is what we need to look at. It's really going to give us the guiding details that we need to do our job. Secondly, find a realtor that's relatable, somebody who's going to listen to you, listen to your specific needs, really listen to what works for you. Do you have a dog? Do you have children? Are you going to work from home? Are there going to be multi-generations living in your home? There's so many pieces that go into that puzzle. You want an agent that's going to guide you in the right direction and really be your trusted advisor through the process. Aside from a real estate agent, it doesn't hurt to have a familiarity with what home inspectors are out there. Most of the time you're going to write an offer contingent on a home inspection. At that point, there's a specific amount of time, so many days you have to get this done and negotiated. If you're spending part of that time deciding who am I going to use for a home inspector, you're giving up some of that negotiation and inspection time. So just have in your back pocket, you know what, I'm going to call Inspector A, Inspector B, whoever you decide should be your home inspector. Aside from that, any other key players that are going to be on your team. Are mom and dad going to help drive decisions? Does Uncle Bruce, who's a contractor, need to come and take a look at the house before we say, you know what, 2 thumbs up, we're going to go for it? Those are important pieces to have too. So anybody that's going to be part of the decision-making process as a buyer should be in from the get-go, in the loop, so they can actually be part of the decision-making process from the beginning.
Yeah, well, those are certainly some great tips. Do you have any seller advice for the market?
Seller advice for the market primarily would be pricing. It's so important to price your home right. And you might look down the street and say, you know, my neighbor got this much for their house, or I've been on Zillow and I think my house is worth this. And just like we talked about averages, Zillow pulls information from a lot of different sources. Sometimes it's accurate, sometimes it's not. So again, pairing with a trusted real estate advisor to come in, give you a market analysis on your home, to show you what homes in your price point have sold for within the last few months, what amount of, what the ratio of ask price to actual offer has been. We have those statistics available month to month. We can share that with you, how many days on the market you can expect, as well as different strategies and design ideas. Maybe something needs to be painted, maybe some flooring needs to be replaced. Sometimes it's a matter of just decluttering. I hate that word, but that's something we tell people, you know, you need to take down personal pictures, you need to get your home show ready. Sometimes furniture needs to be moved to stage it. We all live in our homes a certain way, but when you're going to put them on the market, you want them to be photo ready. So finding that realtor that you can really relate to, that's going to speak to your needs, get your home on the market. And if you ever do have any concerns about, you know, gosh, I thought my home was worth this much, the realtor says it's worth this much, whether it's more or it's less, you can always go online and take a look at homes, you know, $10,000, $15,000 more than your price point and less than your price point. Take a look at the pictures, take a look at the information, square footage, age, amount of specials, and you can compare. And where do you fit in that lineup? Are you at the top of the price point? Maybe you shouldn't go higher. Are you at the bottom of the price point? Maybe there's room. Are you in the middle of the pack? That's a nice place to be when you list.
Absolutely. Well, this has all been such great information. How can viewers at home watching contact you for more information?
They can reach out to me on my cell phone, 701-238-3144, or DakotaPlainsRealty.com anytime.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for sharing this with us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course. All right, everyone, stick around. We have much more yet to come right here on North Dakota Today.